And we'll have a little variety of poses. We'll do some, amongst other things, some salutations of the moon. We haven't done those in a while. And then some hip low back releases. Yeah. So take your arms out to the sides. And of course, then we start with shoulders. And your right arm over the other, and you hug and you wrap. And lift the elbows up. And then lower and take your arms down. Elbows reaching towards the mat. Release the back of your neck. Your back may round here. And then come up and take your elbows skyward. And then we'll reach the arms out and reverse your left arm over the other and wrapping. Lift the elbows up and come forward. And just stretching your back, maybe even rocking slightly, like you shift your head one side and then to the other. And then coming up, and your elbows reach skyward, and then reaching the arms out to the sides and side bending, reaching up and over. Stretching into your rib cage, maybe even dropping the elbow down. And then we'll take the side bend the other way. And Meredith, thank you for saying what you did.
It's nice to have it work, isn't it?
Huh?
It's nice to have it work. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said something you ignored me.
I'm more obnoxious.
Reaching up, extend. And release. There's no mask. That's what that's about. No mask.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
then, yeah. So, and everything's fine. So go ahead and release and twist. And it doesn't matter if you go left or right, looking to the space behind you. And then we'll take the twist the other direction, turn, and moving from the navel, looking back. And then releasing, good. Let's go ahead and reverse the leg crossing and then come forward and walk your hands over to one side, taking your left hand holds, or sorry, it doesn't matter. You're gonna hold one hand that where you feel the greatest stretch, you're pulling on that side and lengthening. And then across the other way. Lengthen your spine. And then coming out. Good work. So we'll go ahead and take the legs wide. And I want you to really strengthen through your core. So it's like you're going to engage your core and you make that stirring action. So we're stretching through the legs, the inner thighs. Some of you can come forward quite a ways. And then reverse. Good. And coming out. Okay, so we'll do a few movements on our backs to release the hip joints in outer hip and lower back. So there you are on your backs. And then have your feet wide as the mat, and we'll start out with the simple windshield wiper. Your arms could be like a diamond up overhead. And then from here, taking your right ankle over left thigh, and your left foot is center line, and you go side, side again, just loosening your back. And then next time you go to your left, go ahead and pause, and make sure your feet aren't overlapping. So you move your right leg slightly so the feet no longer overlap, and it's more of a pretzel. Your left hand is on your right knee, your head turning to the right. You might find that you can take your right hand to your left foot. So it's a quad stretch, right hand, left foot, you got it. And this might be the pose for you. Your head is turned to the right, or maybe you use a strap or left hand, right foot, and you extend and breathe. I told you it's a pretzel. You got it, Dan. Okay. I find it challenging on this one to really anchor my right shoulder down, to turn my head fully to the right. Okay. And then you release, you come out and realign. So we'll start out with left ankle over right thigh. Arms are at a T position, and you go side, side. Next time your knees go to the right, go ahead and pause. Right hand on left knee, and then your left hand might grab hold of the lower leg, which would be your right foot. And wherever you're at, you're trying to anchor your left shoulder down, turning your head to the left, and breathe. Some of you might be able to extend your left leg using a strap or holding the foot. Sometimes you can also just rest it on the mat or on a block, on the floor or on the block. And then bending the knee and coming out, and then coming right back to center could work. And once you're in center, let's come up into bridge, because it's a nice symmetrical pose. You'll clasp your hands underneath you, lift, try to get lots of clearance, and breathe. And then lowering. And once you lower, grab hold of your feet, happy baby, the best counter pose for a bridge, going wide with your feet. You might even want to go wide like as a V. You can straighten your legs or keep the knees bent. All right, so the next one goes like this. Left leg is down and right leg is up in the air, and there's no straps on this. It's working with your strength and your flexibility, but no straps. Your arms are at a T position. You take a breath in and then you exhale and you take your right leg across to the left and you're going to turn your head to the right. The leg isn't dropping down, it's staying as high as your hip. And then you come back up to the start. Exhale, coming across, twist, and then coming back up to the start. And the last one, coming across, you hold the leg in place. So it's a nice stretch to the outer leg as well and the hip. But you have to use your strength, you have to access your strength to hold, and then you're back to center. Good. Hugging knee into chest, lifting your head, bringing your hands maybe to shin bone or to the foot, knee towards nose or head. Good. And then releasing. From here, we'll do the other side. So we're going to take the left leg up into the air. And arms are at a T position. And you take your leg across. So it's not going to drop down to the mat. It's just going to hover, or to the floor. It's going to hover. And you're turning your head opposite of it. Flexing your left ankle strongly. And then come back. And take a breath in, exhale, come across. Katya, who's in class right now, has these really cool yoga non-slip socks on. They're really cool. Go ahead and come up, because I was looking at them and on the sole of them, because she's doing this twist. Let's go third time. It says, if you can read this, and then it has the Om symbol, because obviously if you could read the bottom of her foot, she's doing yoga. It's really cool. Yeah. And they have a stick surface so she won't slip. Okay, and then come back to center. Good job. And pull knees into chest. Lift your head, and then maybe you could walk your hands down your shin bones or walking to your foot and breathe. Nice work. And then releasing. So we will, we're going to go ahead and come on up, and we'll come right to child's pose. So from child's pose, bring your arms forward, lower your head, stretch into your back. And then we'll round into the back and come forward like a crashing wave, upward facing dog. Good. And back. Let's say there's a few of these, okay? So each time maybe they're deeper. We'll do 5 more, okay? So this will be the first of 5. You keep track, and it's okay if you slip an extra one in or do a little less. You're moving slowly. You're always inhaling as you move forward. The last part coming up is your chin, working your back muscles. Exhaling as you come back. And I think the 5th one, what do you think? Yeah, 5th one. If you're counting, you've got 5. Go ahead and lengthen, reach up. Good, and then back. Nice. And then from here, we'll come to kneeling and clasp your hands. Clasp your hands behind the back, squeeze shoulder blades together, look up. And it's really a modified camel. If you want to go deeper, you may. You'd also bring your hands on your back and stretch back. Okay. And then we'll come to downward facing dog. And take a moment here to stretch into your legs. Pedal, one heel moving at a time, one heel down. Actually, they're both moving, one heel down, one heel up. From here, let's go ahead and take right hand towards left ankle. Right hand, left ankle, twist, moving from your navel. Good. You're looking beneath the arm. That's it. And then your right hand is down and the left arm comes across. You're reaching left hand to right ankle and twist. And then begin to walk your hands back. As you walk, sweep the arms up into the air, palms touch. And then we'll take hands to heart center. Good. Let's take one foot in front of the other. What I would say is I'm going to take my right foot in front of the other, but I'll be facing the class, so sometimes it doesn't look like I'm doing the right leg. So it's right leg in front of the other. Once you come up, grab hold of the right arm. Shift this. And then that's why it's really good to have it on the large, you can see. And then from here, you're going to, so everyone's side bending to your right and no, to your left. Your right arm is going to your left. Woo! And as you're here, take a moment to stretch the whole right side of your body. And then release and reverse. Now it's your left leg in front of the other. And you're going to grab a hold of your left wrist. There's a little balance involved in it, isn't there? Grab hold of your left wrist, moving to your right. And breathe. And then release and come on out. So from here, let's go ahead and grab hold of a strap and we'll make a loop out of the strap. Feels very quiet today. It's kind of quiet.
Earlier in the week, it was much more quiet.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
It feels like there's some life.
Yeah, it's really quiet. It was very quiet at the gym. It was online out on Monday. Yep. Tuesday seemed really quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, here we are. All right, so a little, it's basically, it's going to be on your arms behind your back. So this is probably fine. And if you feel like it's not big enough, you'll take it out and make it a little larger. But I think you'll know as soon as you reach your arms back, usually you'll know, you'll go, oh, okay, that's fine. So as you're here, look up, arch back, lift, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then, do you want me to help you? You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll lead them into this forward fold, come into your forward fold and extend your arms up. So here's what you do. You go through both, separate, and then you go back.
Okay.
So then it holds.
Thank you.
Good. So I like this because you don't have to grip, and it can be right at your wrists, coming forward and stretching your arms, and you're trying to get your arms away from your back. Let's just say a nice goal would be to get the arms in a vertical line, shake out your head, breathe in, exhale, and then we're going to bend the knees and a lot, and then push your heels into the mat and look upward. Good. And release. So that's kind of, it's a nice way of working. Was that intense on your hamstrings? Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're going to start with our salutations to the moon. You move around a lot in this. I think last week or no, not last week, on Tuesday, I think I just did a section. I think I did the seated ones. I'm not sure. So you're going to be at the front end of your mat. And just so you know, you start at the front end of the mat. You bring you're going to be in tree. It will be a while before you see tree again. And then you have all these open poses. You end up at the front again. So it's kind of how it goes. So anyways, you're at the front. And of course, for tree, if you need to hang on to something, it's fine. Right foot comes up. And hand is to heart center. And then reaching the arms up. And then extending your arms. Shoulders are down. So you see some space between your shoulders and your ears. Then from here, your hands come to the heart again, and your right leg is going to swing back, warrior two. So in warrior two, we're going to bend the left knee, upright spine. And I always like this idea of like I'm pushing two walls away from me, I'm engaging the core, but then at the very end, you extend. Maybe your wrists were flexed initially, but then you extend through the fingertips. That's it. And then just make sure the back arm and the front arm match. Same height and then same level. And then here you are, and you're looking past your left middle finger and breathing. Breathing in and exhale. We're going to keep the leg as it is and bring your right hand back, left arm up. And then we come to extended side angles. So it could be elbow to knee is easier, or hand to ankle, and your top arm reaches up over ear and side bend. And one more breath here. Inhale and exhale. You retract the arm. So now what's odd about this is it's a very wide triangle. It normally is. I'm going to go ahead and bring my foot just a little closer in. I just want to feel really grounded through this. And then now you extend. So the big difference, triangle, your left leg is straight, and your thighs, when I used to have a teacher said, comb your muscles up. So like you're engaging your thigh. Take a deep breath in, shift your pelvis, and take your hand down. So it's very little weight, it's very lightly down. And because you still are wide, if you bring your arm down, usually it's not necessarily to the foot, but it might be to the floor, wherever you find that position for verticality in the arms. And then to come up, you could bend your knees slightly, and the right hand is back, left arm reaches up, and you look upward, and you're really trying to reach your left arm back. Nice breath in, exhale, and then we have a half moon. So at this point, some do like to walk to a wall, or you're bending your left knee. Maybe you're using a block. If you are using a block, usually the block goes to the left of your left foot. Okay. And then pushing out through your right heel, and your right arm comes up. Good work. We're going to come out. Now you are squared hip to the front edge of your mat, like where you were in tree. And again, now the blocks might come in handy as we come low and stretch your right hip flexor. And breathe. And then the back heel comes down, and we're starting to come over into warrior one. Extending and breathe. Your little toe, your right little toe is making contact with the mat. We're going to release, and then we have a twist. So your right hand is down. It could be on a block or on the mat. Your back heel is up and you're turning left. And then from here, back knee comes down. So you have a blanket, or I'm going to just fold my mat. And you're in Crescent Moon. So reaching the arms up. So in Crescent Moon, you're pressing your pelvis forward, you're arching your back, and there's that line. The crescent is formed by your leg, your torso, your arms. That's it. And if that's really hard for you, at least try to have your arms straight, right? And some can arch back. All right, I'm adding even more here. It's pyramid. So what I'm going to do is Parsvottanasana. I'm going to actually bring my back foot a little closer in, make your way up to standing. You may say, oh yeah, I know this one. I may need my blocks handy. Okay, so here we are. And from here, you're going to take your arms up into the air. And then hands could be on your back. There's so many different ways, or hands could be like you could hold wrists, elbows, clasping the hands, or hands in prayer, Anjali Mudra. So see what works for you. And lift, arch, and breathe. And then start to come forward. And as you come forward, lowering your head. So ideally, you're keeping your left knee straightened. Some have to bend, that's fine. Some will go halfway. Some will say, oh, I need my hands on a block. But if you can, you're going to keep your hands behind the back. Is it possible to straighten your left leg? Let's release the hands and take your hands to the outside left foot. So it might be that you're like, ooh, I need blocks here. Lengthen the right side of your torso, use blocks or no blocks. So you really, when you're walking to the outside left foot, you get the whole right side of your body lengthening. We're going to add a twist, okay? So it might be that your right hand is on a block, you're turning towards your left leg. So I'm turning away from the screen, turning, and that might be it right there. Or you're able to extend your left arm. So the back heel is down. Ways to modify would be to bend your left knee. You could bring your, you can do another kind of a twist. Yep, it's a lot. So bending the knee might help you in this pose. Beautiful, release. Now we bring the right knee down. I told you it's very long-winded on one side. You come down, down, down. Be careful with your knee as I use my hands a little bit to shift, and then eventually you're sitting like so, like your right knee is bent and your left leg is directly in front of you. Yeah. Reach the arms up, and then let's reach for the foot. So you can always support your knee by bringing a block under the knee, use a strap to reach your foot, or using your hands to reach your foot. And lower your head, a deep stretch to your lower back. Keep stretching your backs. This is a wonderful stretch to the spine. And the more you have to, like, the more you're reaching your right hand towards your outside left leg, you know, that reach asks your the right side of your back to stretch more. We're going to come up, reach the arms up, and you have a twist towards your bent knee to your right. Twist and breathe. Deep breath in and exhale, deepening the twist. Now we could come to this pose where my right knee is going to be down, but I'm going to shift it so it's on my sticky mat. Left foot steps back and left arm reaches back. So it's kind of like an arch. You can think of it as a modified side plank, but more than anything, it's like an arch. Good. Your left foot stepping back, left arm reaching back. You got it. And breathe. And then lower, facing the front of your mat again. We're going to sit cross-legged. Take a moment here. Breath in. Exhale. Once again, breath in. Exhale. And we come forward. So we're pushing forward. Hands are down. And we come back to downward facing dog. Stretch back. And then walk to the front end of your mat, walking forward. And once here, you're in a forward fold. Take a moment here, breathing in. Exhale. We're going to have our hands onto our backs. Come on up. Clasp your hands together behind your back, arch. And then release. And hands are to heart center. Woo. Second side. So I shift to the other end of the mat. And you know which props you might need to have handy. So here we go. It starts out with a tree. Left foot coming up. And then hands are to heart. And the left foot will step back and go fairly wide. Good. And then bending your right knee, warrior two, and extend your arms. So again, it's like I have my hands, my wrists flexed, but then I'm going to extend through them. And just feel like your arms are spanning your room, spanning your house, spanning the gym, spanning the city, spanning the world, and breathe. I'm going to bring one hand back, one arm reaching up and back. Keep your right knee bent. Tendency is to lose the bend. So you're reaching, look up at the ceiling. And then coming over. So easier would be elbow to knee. That's modified. Or your hand is coming down to the ankle and the left arm reaching up overhead. Extended side angle. And breathe. I think this is a good sequence for today. I think we collectively, I don't know, maybe I don't think I'm putting thoughts to words. Anyways, feeling a little discouraged, and we have to, forging forward here. We are present of mind here, just present, breathing. Good. And they're going to come out. Now, we have the triangle, but I feel like I'm going to just come a little closer in, even though that's part of the sequence, you go wide, but I feel like there's a little more control. So you extend your arms, and then you're really folding from your hip. You're shifting, and the big deal here is you keep your right leg straight as you come into the pose. And maybe your hand is, think the arms are in a vertical line, and maybe your hand is on your shin bone or the floor, but it's very light. And breathe. Good, let's come out. Let's go ahead and bring our hand back and reach. Left hand is reaching for maybe beyond your knee, or even your thigh, your knee, or beyond, and your right arm reaching up. And then we have our half moon. This is when we might need to come to a wall, and you might need a block. So wherever you're at, you're bringing your hand to a surface. Right hand is down, left leg up, left arm coming up, and breathe. Good. Nice, mighty nice half moons. Good. Okay, we're going to release now. Both hands are down. And this is when you might want the blocks. You'll be in a lunge. You're facing the front of your mat. I'm just going to be in a lunge before I go to a warrior one. So it gives me a chance to align. My feet are in, now they're on 2 tracks. And then the back heel comes down and press on up. And breathe. We're going to release, and we'll add a twist with the knee bent. So your left hand could be on a block or on the mat. Let's keep the knee bent initially so we prepare for the twist later, the more intense twist. Okay, and you reach up, taking your arm up, and breathe. Right arm is reaching up. Good, you got it. You got it, Lily. Good, and back heel definitely comes up. I think that helps us get the range of motion because the heel can come up. And then release now. We're going to take the knee down. So will you use a blanket or some kind of padding? I just folded this mat. And then when I come up, I just want to make sure that my knee and ankle are in alignment. And you'll reach up. The crescent begins from your leg, goes to the knee, goes forward, and think of your body as making the crescent shape without sinking into your back. Lift your heart center and breathe. And release. All right, so from here, we're going to start to lift, and we'll come all the way up because we're going into pyramid, but I like to start it from up. Make sure your hips aren't open, but square to the front of your mat, and take the hands behind you. Remember, one of the ways I'm going to do the prayer. Sometimes it's nice to have the hands to your heart and then try to find that place behind you, hands to heart. Palms are touching and you're looking upward. Lifting your heart. look up, arch. And then we're coming forward. So it's like you have a hinge, you're hinging forward. And if you have to, you bend your knee. If you can, keep your knee straightened, lower your head. And if you can, keep your hands behind you. There is some balance involved. So your eyes are open and you're gazing at your back foot. And now we're going to reach the arms down, and you may want your blocks, or maybe hands are down. Extend the spine and then walk over to the outside right foot. Good. Using blocks is helpful, or maybe you don't need them. And then we'll start with the twist. So left hand can be on a block or no block, inside the foot, outside of the foot. Right hand on your low back, twist. Good. Bending the knee makes it easier. And when you're ready, extend. And then release, start to release. Now, the back knee will come down. We're going to be sitting. So we're coming back. I just want you to be careful of your knee. I kind of bring my foot at an angle, whatever it takes to come carefully back. Yeah, for some it's nothing. You know, you don't have to think about it. And others like, oh yeah, I have to think about this. And then as you're here, reach your arms up. And let's reach for the foot. Use a strap or reach your foot. From time to time, elongate your spine and then lower. And take a quiet moment here in your forward fold. If you can, you're taking your left hand to the outside right foot. And then we're going to come up and extend the arms again, reach up high, and begin to twist towards your left knee. Turn and look back. And then we're starting to come up. So it's like you're going to take your knee onto the mat. It looks a lot like a side plank, but you're going to take your right leg back. Maybe it'll be off your mat. And then your right arm is up in the air. And you're reaching back, looking up, and breathe. And then release and come out. And once you're here, you cross your legs. You're just crossing the legs and taking a moment, breath in, exhale. And then we're going to come back, come forward rather, to downward facing dog. So we even it out by walking forward. So it's like you've completed the two halves, make a whole. You're reaching into this forward bend, noticing big changes. Yeah. quite a journey. And then you come up, and as you come up, you'll sweep the arms up, extend, palms will touch, and then bringing your hands to your heart center and breathe. Work. So we're going to come to we have a little time. We're going to come onto our backs and we're going to do a little core work, and you'll see how it all goes. So we'll come onto our backs, and it starts out where your legs and your arms are up in the air. And I really want you to think about your back pressing down. It could like be sort of lazy, or you can go, nope, I'm going to press down. So from here, simultaneously, right arm, left leg depart from the center, and they're hovering above the floor. If you're not that strong, don't go so deep. But I think many of you are very strong. And then back to center. So it's done slowly. Left arm, right leg, keep your back down, relax your neck, extending, holding, and then back to center. So right arm, left leg, move, but notice the other arm, left arm and your right leg straight up in the air. They haven't moved. Back to center. Left arm, right leg, extending. And back to center. One more each side, okay? Extend. And back to center. And extend. And back to center. And then just hugging your knees right into chest. You could rock side to side. Taking the soles of the feet together. You have bound angle, the outside feet resting to the mat, and your hands are onto your belly. I want you to breathe into your belly. Interlace fingers, press palms up, and then take your arms up overhead. Active with the upper body. Now, we're going to be coming to the shoulder stand cycle. And I always know not everybody does the shoulder stand cycle. So I just want to say, to make it easier, if your neck doesn't like to be up in shoulder stand, you take a block under you and your legs are extended. If you've got a wall space, you can have the wall space. If you can go into shoulder stand, you're not looking left or right. You're lifting, tucking the elbows in, and bringing the legs together. So I want to say a few things that are coming out of it so I can talk. It's really hard to talk on that one. If those of you who are in shoulder stand, you notice right away, you come into it and you're like, yeah, this rocks. And then all of a sudden there's all this weight on your wrists. And what happens, we come into it strong and we quickly lose that spunk. So I want you to keep strong. See if you can be steady. That's the goal, is to be steady in shoulder stand. Here, let me show you. So think about a little momentum to come up. Yep, there you go. There you go. Yeah, that's it. Let's take, those of you in shoulder stand, let's just take another 2 rounds of breath. And then some of you are already in plank. You're going to take your feet, if you have your legs up the wall or on a block, that's great. You can stay there. And some of you are taking your feet up overhead into plow. To come out of plow, soften your knees, Take your hands to the floor to slow down the coming out. And then place your feet flat onto the mat. So all of us now will have our feet flat onto the mat, even if you had your legs up in the air. And take your head side, side. And we have fish, and I would say you could lie over a block, or you could just do fish without props. So I'm going to do without the props. So if you're using a prop, you could have a block or even a blanket rolled under your upper back. Okay. And if you're doing without a prop, the hands slide underneath you. Yep. And you can watch this first time. And then extending the legs, feet are together. You lift your elbows, you tilt your head back, but then you move until your head touches down. And breathe. That looks good. That's very nice, all of you. This is good for the thyroid, parathyroid. We're going to release, lift your head, lower, and free your hands by bending your knees, free your hands, good. And then from here, let's hug right knee to chest. Release and hug left knee to chest. And then as you're here, I'm going to have you, we're going to be resting today. I don't, so hold on. The clock is not, it is still fast. Meredith,
Oh, is it?
I got fooled, but I think I'm going to look.
I don't think it's too bad.
Okay.
I didn't bring up. I have a
Yeah,
phone.
yeah. No, it's just like, it's like 3 minutes fast. It's not that bad. But okay, so why not? I never give you that long of a Shavasana. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we usually do like the last 5 minutes. Well, good. Today we have the last 7 minutes of our session in Shavasana, and we deserve this. That's her mantra. I deserve this. Your feet are wide, a little wider than the mat. The palms are facing up. And there's like a whole science to it, right? They say 45-degree angle from the sides, your palms facing up. And I want you to settle your mind, settle your body, settle deeply on the earth.
As you lie here, just taking a moment to feel free. I hope that is a feeling after yoga, to feel both free and to feel strong, and to feel free of spirit, to feel free in your mind. And to feel so strong, again, strong of body, mind, of spirit. To feel peaceful. And these are aspects that are not to be taken for granted, to feel peaceful. It's such a gift. And to feel freedom from fear, to be free of fear. It's very unpleasant to live with fear. So right now, to be free of fear is another type of freedom. And as you lie here in Shavasana, be it us at the gym or you at home, those of you at home, feeling very safe, feeling safe. It's been a time, and we don't always feel so safe. We don't feel safe from the virus, for example. And I want you right now to feel really safe, to just this moment, to feel you are safe. I want you to feel the miracle of your breath, the miracle of your breath, every breath that comes, precious. Your breath, your breathing. And then I'm going to have you ever so slowly begin to deepen your breathing. Begin to move your hands and your feet and gradually make your way to your side and then to sitting. Good. I always feel just doing a sit-up is so abrupt after a nice 7 minutes of stillness. Yeah. And you are welcome to turn your audio on. Hi, Karen. And we'll end our session. And I do want to say, we'll end with an Om, but I want to say before we Om, I hope that you'll take time every day, like especially right now, just to take time to maybe say those affirmations to yourself. Like I've been doing that. I am safe. I am free from fear. Just those beautiful affirmations to help us navigate these days, this recent surge. It's been a long time, and I think we're sort of wearing thin. So I think this would be really good to do. That's what I really am sensing, that this is what we need right now. So we need to be we're boosted, and we need to be boosted by our community as well. So let's end with an Om. Take a nice deep breath in.